All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. And that means we all have a role to play. Welcome, everyone, to Stars of the City Episode 2. My name is Mason, also known as the 8-Bit Hypocrite, and I'll be your GM again tonight. And as always, I have my three lovely players. We're gonna mix up the order from last time. Greg.
Yo, what's up, my home dogs? It's your homeboy Greg here, coming at you live with the character Moose.
That's bars right there. Cody.
Hey everyone, and it's me, Carrington, ready to do some more slaughtering.
And Isaac.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I hope that my mic didn't just pick up the metal die that I just dropped on the floor. And I'm going to be bringing in the character of Dr. Arthur Geller once again.
I'm gonna replace the die sounding effect with the like metal pipe sound, falling sound effect in the audio, and it'll
vine
be really
boom.
funny. Dong.
Now, make it sound like it's falling down a flight of stairs.
Oh my god!
And
Is
just
he
have
getting
it last
further
for an
away and keep
uncomfortably
going?
long time.
It just goes through the rest of the recording, getting slowly quieter.
By like 1 decibel.
Yeah. I also have to apologize up front, guys. I fucked up the rules last time. I fucked them
no.
up. I figured out, I was wondering why defense was so bad. I'm like, why can you just reduce, like damage down to a minimum of 1? Like evade seems strictly better. That's because I'm dumb and stupid and didn't read it. It's literally on my paper right here, in the combat text channel on Discord. If you defend against an attack and the defender rolls higher, the defender takes no damage and deals stagger damage equal to their result to the attacker. So that can help you break people's stagger. So, my bad, everyone who knows this system for whatever reason and was yelling at me last time. That's on me. And I think it only happened like once. I think a defender only rolled higher than an attacker once all of last session. So, not the end of the world, but now we know.
Did you actually have people yelling at you about the rules?
I haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
It'll come out probably early next week, I think, I'm gonna drop.
But I wanted it tomorrow.
I wanted it 2 days ago.
I guess I could upload it tomorrow, but I kind of want the first couple episodes to drop like basically on top of each other, so people have multiple episodes to watch right at the start.
Am I so itchy right now?
And then we hang them dry.
Yeah, and then we don't show up for a month. For anyone who is wondering, let's do a quick recap of last time. You guys all met each other at the newly established Husk office, met your employer, Zoe, who told you that your first order of business was to go get new drip because you ain't got no bitches. And we're gonna get stabbed to death, and then some people intercepted you on the street. And that's about where we left off.
And we cut him up.
Everyone cut him up except Dr. Geller, who was very nice and had one of the rats run away. Because he didn't feel like shooting a random woman on the street.
What a week.
I mean, I had no issues with it.
What a week.
What a week. What a week. Come on, get Dr. Geller on that Sigma grind set. Shoot women in the street.
That's right.
Honestly, your clothes are not stained by the end of this session.
This is in the context of the game.
I described his clothes as stained at the beginning of the first session.
Stained with
Yeah,
blood.
but it's not stained with blood.
It's stained with blood, not
so-
with piss. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
That too.
But with that being said, is everyone ready to have a good time this lovely evening? Everyone ready to begin?
Yee.
Yes.
All right. Cody,
What?
you didn't answer the question. The other said yes.
Edited in post.
Edited in post. Yeah, here. Say yes real quick. Give me a soundbite.
Yes.
All right, sick. I'll put that.
That's
the
the dumbest
spot.
thing that's ever happened.
Shut the fuck. It's gonna be really funny, guys. I swear.
It's gonna be funny. Yeah. You're gonna. You're totally gonna see this.
And with that being said, let's.
You guys,
go
I think we
ahead.
just invented comedy.
God, I wish. Comedy isn't real in the city. You get killed on the street for that.
Ah, true.
It's like the witch burnings.
We're gonna be walking. We're gonna see a comedian. We're like, oh, gotta put him out of his misery.
A funny guy, eh? Let's go ahead and hop into it. Right where we left off last time. You guys have joined back up at the hip, and you are walking into this lovely little slum area. As I described it last time, it is mostly composed of like tents with like sheets held up by an assortment of metal pipes. It's kind of all one big connected area, essentially a ceiling across a large area in between ruined buildings. Lots of people moving around, lots of people laying around, talking, going about their business as usual. As you guys walk down kind of the center of this road, you start to pass by people who are all like very clearly giving you a glance and then going back to whatever business they've been up to. It doesn't seem like anyone is searching to immediately harm you, and as long as you're not looking to harm anyone, they don't seem to notice you at all. The building that Zoe said Marcel would be at is right up ahead. You come up to this door, and you give it a nice little shove. It is locked from the inside, but as it jiggles, you can hear a voice from inside this. It's not a very large building, more of like an old mobile home is how I would describe it, with a more sturdy door, and kind of a gruff, tired voice from inside goes, "Hey, who is that? Who's out there?"
We're a couple of That's not my voice, damn it. We're a couple of associates with Husk here to get some new outfits, he said.
Husk? Like, is that a new office? Who's in charge?
Yes, we're with Zoe.
Oh, Zoe.
Oh, his name isn't Husk, my bad.
Husk is the office. You were close.
I got a name, though. Hey, look at me go. I'm so smart.
After a brief unlocking can be heard, a large, muscular man swings open the door and kind of gestures you guys in. He's in like an apron, essentially, like a denim apron. It's very, very dirty. And he is holstering a metal pipe that you assume he was holding in defense in case the door was bashed down instead of
You never know.
politely. Yeah, he stays strapped. And kind of gestures you guys into a very small area with a couple of cots on the ground where what appears to be injured people are lying. As you guys enter into this establishment, he closes and locks the door behind you guys, turns around. So Zoe, huh? Alright, well, my name's Marcel. I, owe Zoe some favors, as he probably sent you over here to gather. And, whoa. Oh my god, he kind of looks you guys up and down. You said Zoe sent you here to grab equipment, clothing?
Yes, it's my understanding that you were to outfit us with some defensive materials and all of that.
Yeah, quite frankly, I'm kind of shocked that you made it here alive. There are packs of rats running around all over trying to pick anyone who steps outside the slums off.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we
believe me.
encountered those guys.
Did you know that when people say that, they aren't talking about rodents?
Yeah, I think most people understand that they're not talking about rodents.
I don't know. I didn't
Well,
know that.
no, yeah, rats are frequent here as well, not just the people.
Depending how you look at it, they're rodents no matter what.
It's
Oh,
wow.
gracious.
It's
I
really,
mean, they're small, they're cowardly, they get crushed underneath my boot. It's pretty much the same thing.
it's really
Exactly.
kind of confusing when you think about it. Like, yeah, rodents, people. You're like, hey, there's a pack of rats outside, and you don't know whether to grab the metal bat or the, rat poison. I mean, both, I guess, would serve the same purpose in the end. Just one a bit more effective on a specific. Anyway, it's not important. It's not important. Eh,
I love to think that this is the style of casual conversation that occurs in the city.
Like, yeah, we just gotta kill some guys, and we're not sure which guys to kill, whether they're actual,
Hey, I need you guys to go out and
rats or people.
kill 20 rats for me. Come back. Hey, boss, we did it. Where are the corpses? Oh, you want us to bring human bodies back? Human
I
bodies?
was talking
What?
about like the ones with tails. What the fuck?
I'm gonna say, what is this a
We
Bethesda
were gonna
game
eat
now?
them for supper. What are you doing?
Kill 20 rats. As you guys are kind of talking, Zoe is giving you once again just kind of a look up and down. Seems quite concerned, honestly. He seems like a pretty nice guy. And then he kind of looks down at the injured people laying around on cots, and he's, yeah, I'm a tailor, I guess you could call me. Zoe sent you here for good enough reason. Like I said, favors repaid and all that. But we gotta go grab my equipment. Come on, here, follow me. And he goes over, unlocks the door, and opens it up again. Kind of ushers you guys out back into the street. People are milling about still, and as Marcel enters the street, they kind of, straighten up a little bit, pay a bit more attention, and he begins to lead you towards a large, basically an apartment building, like a really shitty, breaking apart old apartment building. So you're kind of walking down the streets between people. He, once again, is just kind of talking as you guys walk. Yeah, and this, not the best place to live, as you can probably tell. Never meant to become a leader of any sort, but it just kind of worked out that way. We do what we can. Got all kinds of people here. Refugees from G Corp. Anyone thrown out by the smoke wars. Anyone who can't find a job in the wing. And we try to stick
Real quick,
together.
could you remind us what G Corp was?
G Corp was the Bionics company. They were the ones that made insect people that
those
merged
guys.
people and insects. And there was a really big G Corp uprising relatively recently. And so a lot of the people that have insect bionics are just kind of scattered around the city right now, out of work. They're not the prettiest to look at, I'll be honest. A lot of them, as you walk down, you can see a couple of G Corp refugees with mandibles poking out of their cheeks or wings rupturing from their backs that are all folded and cut up. It's not necessarily pretty. They're not the best. So what brings you guys working here? If it's for Zoe, you're definitely gonna need some protection.
Yeah, so do we get cool overalls like yours, or?
I appreciate it, but no, these aren't for protection. These are just for work. Yeah, I've got old equipment over here in this apartment building. No real place to live. It's practically falling apart, but it's the only place tall enough to store the machinery. Nah, I'm just, pretty skilled in weaving together fabric and light metal, essentially. I'm gonna gear you guys up with some padded clothes. It's not much, but it'll keep you more alive than what you currently have.
Very good, very good.
Did Zoe tell you guys what you would be doing at this office? He was never one to... Well, I never thought he would start an office of his own. It must be something big.
It don't matter to me.
I just assumed that there'd be some small issues going on around that require, some stronger people to take care of.
Right.
As long as the pay is good, I'll do whatever he asks.
There's always money in a good hit job.
Well, I guess that's
Right.
fair. Can't blame you all
Yep.
for that.
Yep, me too.
Arthur's so into it. You have no idea.
I love hitting.
Oh yeah, this man loves it. Give him a good big old pat on the back.
I love to hit.
As you guys are walking down, there's actually a brief moment where someone approaches the group. It's a rather old lady, actually, kind of hunched over. She's wearing an orange and pink kind of patchwork shirt, and she runs up to Marcel, and she seems in quite a fluster. She's like, please, Marcel, and he kind of grabs her hands, holds her still. He's like, what's going on? What's up, Mary? What's going on? And she kind of looks back to you guys. Well, who are these? Just some travelers through. Everyone, this is Mary, someone who helps find food usually, although she's been a bit out of sorts recently, out of commission. It can be pretty hard to find stuff around here. People go missing, and we still don't have enough food to go around, but we do what we can. Mary kind of turns her attention back to Marcel. She's like, my son, I don't know where he went. He was out yesterday looking for food, and he hasn't come back yet. It's been a full day. I don't know where he is. And as much as Marcel looks distraught at this, he kind of calms her down. He goes, all right, Mary. We'll send someone out to look for him. It's okay. I'm sure that he just got lost or took shelter during night. It's fine. I'm sure he's okay. But please, he's got a bracelet just like mine. If any of you see him, she turns towards you three again. He's got a bracelet that looks just like this. He's a precious little boy. And she holds up her wrist, and you can see an aquamarine bracelet. It's kind of a bluish green. It looks shockingly expensive.
How old is your son?
He's 19 now. 19. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's been helping out so much. Some nights he won't even eat just so I have more to live on. I miss him.
And just real quick clarification: the 3 rats we took out did not have the bracelet.
No,
right?
no.
Okay, cool,
none of
cool,
them
cool.
were wearing this bracelet. No, that's a good question though. That would have been distressing.
Marcel, the town of rats is missing.
The
Oh,
pack
no.
of rats that my son was in, they were attacked. No, that was not the case. Marcel just kind of calms her down and kind of, pats her on the back, kind of. He's like, all right, Mary. Again, like I said, we'll send someone out later tonight. We'll send a group out. We'll find him, okay? For now, I've got to get these 3 equipped, doing a favor for Zoe. And she kind of looks down and gives you 3 a wave. And she goes, if you're heading anywhere, please look. I'm begging you, please.
Ma'am, I can't make any promises, but we'll keep an eye out for your son.
Thank you. And she kind of grabs your hand, actually, Arthur. She walks up to you and she grabs it with both of her hands and kind of shakes it, kind of fleetingly.
While this is happening,
Mhm.
can I just quietly nudge Moose, being like, "Get a load of softy." I want to be I want to say really quiet. I want to say really quiet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing from Moose.
Nah, I think Moose is just watching what's happening.
That's fair. The lady kind of wanders back into the crowd as Marcel moves on. It's like, yeah, we've, like I said, people have been disappearing a lot recently. We don't really know what's going on. Maybe the rats outside of the city, maybe something worse. But it's all we can do to try to find whoever we can. I appreciate, he kind of turns towards Arthur. I appreciate you trying to give her some solace. I don't know if this story is going to end well for her, but I appreciate it regardless.
It's nothing. It does not ask much of me to give an empty promise.
Yeah. You guys kind of continue in silence for a little bit before you enter this apartment building. There are literally no windows left in the whole thing, just empty squares. There's no door on the hinges. It's just an empty hole in the wall. And as you guys enter into this dusty old building, essentially, you can see that the reason no one probably lives here is because there is a giant hole in the ceiling that goes up multiple stories as you walk through.
I think it's pronounced a skylight.
It's definitely a skylight. Yeah, it goes from this first story all the way through the floor of the 5th and through the ceiling. So it is practically only the ground level, and the rest of the building is like crumbling.
Okay, but in the summer, that saves on your AC bill.
It's great ventilation. Yeah,
Does.
it's doing its job for sure. You guys walk in, and towards the center is a very tall, very intricate-looking machine that has all kinds of threads and cloth strung up to it. It's like an industrial loom, essentially, for weaving fabric. It's massive. It's like 10 feet tall. It's got all kinds of crazy little arms and appendages on it, and a seat at the bottom where a controller can sit. Marcel goes ahead and takes a seat, and he kind of turns to you three. He's like, it might not be the color that you want, because we're using whatever fabric we can have to spare here, but any preferences on outfits?
Whatever your heaviest suit is, I'll take it.
Suit, all right. You other two?
I like a long coat with lots of pockets.
That I can do. They might all be from different materials, though.
That's, a pocket's a pocket. That's what I always said.
Sleeves are bullshit.
It's a common saying in the back streets. And no sleeves for this one. All right. We can make this work.
Question, am I allowed to curse? I'm sorry, I didn't know if that was a thing.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Fuck it. Yeah.
You think he's gonna get monetized?
Yeah, there's an explicit section on Spotify. It's that easy.
Wait, you mean this isn't made for children? Oh, damn.
No.
Damn.
No. You guys blew open someone's head last time. Of course it's for children.
Hey. He wasn't human. He was a rat.
It's true. We've established this.
He was a robot that looked just like a human. That's how you get around it.
And bled like one too. Weird.
That's just oil colored red.
Well, this'll take an hour or so probably. 3 shouldn't be too bad. I'm pretty good at this old thing, if I do say so myself. But, entertain yourselves for a bit. And he sits down, and the little arms and appendages begin to spin and whirl some fabrics together. And he begins making your clothes. In the meantime, like, he's not super incredibly focused. What do you guys want to do in the meantime? You can talk to Marcel, you can adventure around outside for a little bit, or simply wait if you don't think that's something you guys would do. Just sit here in dead silence.
Just everyone just T-posing and staring at
I
a wall.
was thinking when you said, go ahead and occupy your time, I was like, it'd be so funny if all 3 of us just stood here
just
and did
stare
absolutely nothing for an
complete
hour.
silence at each other.
I want to stare but in a corner towards a wall.
I just want to keep my walking animation as I walk into a wall.
I want to A-pose and clip my feet into the ground and turn 90 degrees on my side sometimes. And bounce up and down really fast.
No, okay. What I want to do, I want to stand by a wall, not face the wall. I want to stand in my idle pose. And every minute or 2 minutes.
Hey, what's up?
I say my signature line saying, "How's it going?"
Anytime anyone approaches you, hey,
yeah,
what's up?
Spins around from the corner.
Yeah.
Hey,
How's it going?
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Let me guess, someone stole your sweets roll.
You'll make a fine rug, cat. But yeah, anything that you guys are doing, or just gonna hang out with Marcel for a hot hour?
Yeah, I think Arthur is fairly mystified by this Weavatron.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is watching closely over Marcel's shoulder, a little bit weaselly about it.
Okay.
As he works.
While we wait, I want to challenge Moose to a friendly sparring session.
All right, fair enough.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
bros being bros.
We'll throw some skill checks here. We're gonna roll some dice in this dice game. We're only half an hour into the session. We can finally roll some dice. What do you guys say?
I will say after this as well, I do have like a small thing I want to do, but
yeah, absolutely, that's fine. We're gonna start off with Dr. Geller. Would you make me a wisdom check, I think, just to kind of look at this machine, see what's
sure.
up with it. In this game, insight is specifically for human, and wisdom essentially fulfills like a quote unquote intelligence in
Gotcha.
D&D, right? Like insight is for people, wisdom is for not living stuff.
This is a 2d6
Yep.
roll.
Yeah,
right?
2d6 plus whatever your wisdom value is.
10.
10. Okay, yeah, that is a success indeed. Actually, just a complete success. That was beautiful. So you see these, like I said, it's like a whole bunch of like arms and rolls of fabric essentially, right? And it's all feeding down like into the center in front of this chair where he's kind of spooling it together with tools and stuff. But you can see a lot of this machine appears to be broken or old or rusted or just not moving, right?
Right.
As far as you can tell, like, as advanced technologically as the city is, this is probably considered like old-fashioned, even though it's
like
very
analog.
fancy. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's really fancy and like it does the job, but it's kind of broken and outdated by this point. And Marcel kind of sees you looking around this whole big thing, and he kind of catches your eye. He's like, "Yeah, I know it's not the fanciest thing, but we work
No,
with what we have."
I'm astonished. Marcel, did you make this?
No, actually, it came from one of the nearby buildings that was completely abandoned. I can't believe we actually managed to get it up and running again. If I had better equipment, well, I could do a lot more. But you know, if you guys find anything else along your journey, bring it on by. I'll do some work for you. Improve weapons.
No kidding.
Improve,
Marcel,
weapons.
that's awfully generous of you. Thank you so much. It's wow. How old do you think this thing is?
I don't know. Probably predates the fall of Elcorp by a lot.
Oh, certainly.
I don't know. I've
I
actually
like
never
how he
seen
says
anything
that
else.
as if it didn't happen like
I was gonna
what,
say
5 days ago.
like a couple weeks. I don't know. It's just it's the big timeline event. That's like a big deal that a wing fell. It's like, well, it's 2 weeks old at the very least. uh,
Oh, he's not wrong.
I don't know. Many times over. I've never seen anything like this actually, and quite frankly, I was pretty high tech once. So, uh, I guess you could call it an antique at this point.
Kidding.
I don't know what.
Is there
Mhm.
is there any kind of like I don't know, for lack of a better term, like any kind of symbology on it that might give any clues about like if it was made by like a brand or a company or if it had an inventor or something like that?
There are like pieces with serial numbers on them and stuff, but
Mhm.
no defining traits. Like no specific logos. Although
Right.
it's something you can just make a mental note of. Maybe we can revisit that later.
Right on.
'Cause it came from
Wow.
somewhere.
I don't think it came from anywhere.
It was
Actually.
born
fake.
from a human's womb.
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
created. It's an abnormality. My God. As Marcel is working, he's like, "Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this stuff will protect you better than what you currently have. But if you need something real, and I assume you will if you're working with Zoe, he never does anything half-assed. You might want to get in contact with the carnival."
The carnival?
Also, Carrie and Moose, you are definitely overhearing this. We'll get to your spar and
Okay.
other stuff in a moment. But if you want to chip in, please feel
Okay,
free.
cool.
Don't feel obligated to be locked out of this conversation. Marcel
head's
kind of head empty, punching thoughts.
Yeah, punching fight.
Marcel kind of looks towards you, Arthur, and goes, "Yeah, listen." He kind of gives a little shiver, actually. He doesn't look super excited. "I don't recommend that you try too hard to get in contact with them, but they're a small syndicate that's out in a couple of wings. They're good at weaving fabric. That's fabric with a capital F."
Okay, great. Well, thank you for the heads up. They
Just
are
like
they...
while Moose has Carrot in like a headlock or something, he's just gonna like lean over and be like, "Are you talking about like drugs or something? What's going on over here?"
No, fabric. Like I said, with a capital F. It used to be one of the old corpse singularities, actually, but they lost the patent for it, and now people all across the city can make it. I don't have the equipment for it, but the Carnival is the most reliable and the cheapest place to get it. It's incredibly lightweight and yet immensely durable. Think of it
Yeah,
like
but
plate metal in the form of a tank top.
oh,
And oh, go ahead.
I'm gathering that the carnival is a dangerous group.
Yeah. Most of the people that go looking for them, if they don't have the cash or if they're not a big name, well, they don't come back. So, like I said, don't
see.
go looking for them now, but just something to be thinking about in the future. As much as I'd love to help you guys more, there's only so much I can do with this current stuff.
As you're talking about the fabric, I want to like
Mhm.
elbow Moose, being like, "Bet this fabric is only as half as tough as the what's the name of the armor Rhinos wore?"
Oh, yeah, just like the rhino armor.
Yeah, is there a name for it?
I don't think so, actually. I think it's just
patent
it's
pending.
just like the rhino.
That's why there's no name for it.
The
Yeah.
rhino suit. The
gonna say-
Evangelion.
Oh, okay, I was something along the lines of, bet this so-called fabric isn't half as tough as a rhino suit, eh, Moose?"
Let's add a laugh at that.
Would everyone roll an insight check?
Oh, she.
We're about to learn something. It's
I
just
love
1d6,
learning.
right?
Never mind. I don't
no,
love
no,
learning.
2d6 plus insight is skill checks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
10.
10. All right, success.
5.
All right, that is a fail.
Also 5.
Okay, Carrie and Moose both gain 1 XP. Empowered by the
Yay.
apocalypse, you get XP for failing skill checks. Good work,
Where do I
guys.
put that?
On your character
I found
sheet.
it.
Okay, never mind.
Where do I put it? Oh, I found it.
All right. Good work, guys. Good work.
Good talk.
Nice.
Man, we don't even need Mason anymore. He's useless.
You in this game you level up every 8 XP. So congrats. Woohoo.
And we do it by failing.
Moose and Carrie, while after you guys kind of elbow and giggle to each other, you don't really, you just kind of go back to doing what you were doing, punching, for a little bit. But Arthur, you notice at the mention of rhinos and R-Corp, Marcel completely freezes up. He stops what he's working on, kind of his head still down, so that you can't quite see his expression.
Oh my! I'll just make a mental note of that.
All right, yeah, just letting it slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a moment, Marcel kind of gets back to work and puts his head back up, a little bit less joyous than he was moments ago. His eyes a little bit more narrowed, but just kind of continues on. Yeah, I'm sure they've got some pretty tough stuff over there. So I hear.
Yes, they certainly like them dense.
Ain't that the truth? But Marcel gets a little bit quieter after this.
I'm going to single-handedly ruin this.
We're gonna go on over to Carrie and Moose in the meantime, like while this conversation has been happening. You guys just want to roll opposed instinct checks on each other just to see who's
Yeah.
kind of winning this nice little fight. So yeah, just do your good old 2d6 plus instinct.
Ooh, I got a 9.
Okay.
I also got a 9.
Oh man, you're evenly matched. My God. Yeah, you guys are kind of going at it. Honestly, a little bit rougher than like normal people would be. There's like the friendly, like ducking besides punches and stuff. You guys are like actually hitting each other and just kind of laughing it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like
Yeah.
punches my jaw, it dislocates a little bit. I pop it back into place and start laughing as I
Yeah.
knee him in the stomach.
My ears just start bleeding from the previous hit.
It's like Moose claps you on the ear. He bamboozles you from Sherlock Holmes. Bamboozle.
I don't think that was the phrase, but yes.
It was discombobulate.
Oh, you're right. It was
That's right,
discombobulate. I'm so sorry.
I don't think Sherlock has ever said bamboozle.
It would be funnier if he did.
It would be funnier if he did, though.
What else did Moose want to do? What were you thinking, Greg?
Oh, I was gonna ask him, just like, how did a big machine like this end up here? But we already figured that out. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else anyone does in the meantime? You guys can continue to spar a little. Marcel has gone a little bit quieter. Like I said, is there anything you guys do?
I'm just gonna watch homies fight. I think just trying to kind of analyze them a little bit, get an idea of their fighting style.
Then we'll do one more to finish off this little waiting segment. Go ahead and do instinct checks again, you two. We gotta find out who gets the last blow in this cute little fight you two are doing. You two little rascals.
9.
Oh god.
5.
He's rolling consistent 9s. Yeah, Moose gets him in a headlock like mentioned earlier.
Hey Mason.
Yeah.
This isn't how this is intended to work,
Mm-hmm.
but can I?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Can I use my eye to help Cody or Carrie rather in defending himself on that last blow?
Carrie, roll one more instinct check as if you had advantage for the last one.
All right. It's now. I wrote 5, so now it's a 6.
What do you? Does Arthur say anything?
Yeah.
Just like
so
in a warning.
I think while he's watching, he has already turned away and started to walk away and is no longer watching.
Mm-hmm.
But while he is not facing them, he just goes, "Watch out, Carrie! He's got a mean right hook." And then his fist just like hits him in the side, from that side of the face.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like a brief moment of confusion, and then immediately after that statement, Carrie, you get hit hard.
Yeah. Can I be like, oh, no fair? Like just blaming it entirely
on Arthur.
Arthur just sighs.
I'll go ahead and just pat Carroton on the back and be like, cheer up, old sport. You're getting better, at least.
Also, so I thought you said I spit out a tooth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd be like, well, I only lost one this time.
For the purposes of gameplay here, this will count as a rest as well. So go ahead and restore your health, stagger.
I'm so happy that us
sanity
beating the
and
shit out of
light.
each other.
Yeah, it counts as a rest.
Is
yeah.
resting.
And restore your light as well. I know. I think everyone used abilities last time.
Love that
so,
stuff.
yeah, you get
I
your
don't
light
think I did.
Do you not?
Actually,
Maybe you didn't actually. Oh yeah, I don't think you did. Yeah, Arthur and Moose definitely did, but I think you. Yeah. So. Yep.
What's mentality again?
Mentality is is essentially sanity.
Okay, cool.
I don't think you guys have lost any of that yet. So, but after a brief discussion and a scuffle, enough time has passed that you hear the machine kind of whir to a stop, and before you guys sits 3 pairs of clothing. It's pretty close to what you guys requested. Arthur has a longer coat with quite a few pockets. Moose has essentially a reinforced tank top.
Hell yeah.
And Carrie has kind of like a duster coat, is what Marcel made for you. Kind of
question:
like.
What color?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't specify what color is it.
Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of an assorted variety of dark for all of you guys. It's like dark grays, light grays, some whites every once in a while, and a lot of black. Like Marcel said, there's a lot of different fabrics here. It's just kind of whatever they have to spare on hand. On a lot of like the arms and stuff of this machine, you can see just like generic dark fabric, probably what used to be like shirts and stuff. So it's not the fanciest stuff, but it's definitely a lot heavier than your guys' previous clothing. Mechanically, if all of you guys scroll down to your resistances to damage, you guys, instead of being, what is it now, like weak fatal, I think is what I have you guys
Yeah.
on. You get 1 normal, 1 weak, and 1 fatal. For both your health and stagger. So go ahead and select those as you please.
It's 1 normal, 1 weak, and 1 fail.
Yep, normal, weak, fatal. So that's
Dope.
like a lot better than previously. Now not everything is gonna be dealing like double damage to you guys. Congratulations.
Yay.
I know.
Nice.
But Marcel kind of stands up, gives a stretch. Seems to have recovered. Arthur, you notice, seems to be back at his usual
Good
self
spirits.
of like serious but trying to look on the good side of things, you know. Hands these to you guys. You throw them on. He's like, "So, what do you think? Stylish enough for everyone?"
Absolutely.
I think these will work just fine.
It's a pretty good fit, I will admit.
Marcel, we're so grateful for your help once again, and honestly, more pockets than I could even have hoped for.
Yeah,
Pockets
so
for
much.
days.
I tried to cover every square inch. It was honestly, it took a little bit. Yours took the full hour. The others 2 were like 20 seconds each.
Arthur is like giddy like a child, and
It's
he's
like
like showing off
Christmas.
all the pockets. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, look at these little guys, and he like it's just like like showing off all the pockets. He's like, you know how many things I can put in here?
He like turns one inside out, and there's just 5 more pockets inside of it.
Like, look at that!
He takes one of the pockets, like rips it off because like it just has Velcro onto it. It's like, look, now it's a bag.
It's detachable. Marcel seems very, very pleased that everyone is pretty happy. He gives a bit of a smile, and he kind of starts to walk towards the door, gesturing for you guys to follow. Once again, kind of walking and talking back out into the street. And as you guys head back to the previous kind of like quote-unquote infirmary that he had started at, he strikes up conversation once again. Listen, I know that this was a favor for Zoe and that you 3 don't owe me anything, but I have a request if you have time. It's,
I'm listening.
well, things have been rough around here. People going missing in the night, not enough food to go around, and, well, there's a bistro around the corner, a real fancy place. This area is kind of, well, this is one of the few safe areas, but it's headed by a syndicate known as the 8 Chefs. They make incredible dishes, incredible food. Some of the, well, works of art, honestly. And a bistro around the corner has a lot of meat stockpiled, probably sourced from K, I assume, District K. I was wondering...
K stands for cow.
Hmm?
I know that one.
I was, well, there's no easy way to ask this, but I'm essentially requesting that you 3 be petty thieves for us if you have the time. Sneak in one way or another, grab some meat and bring it by. It would keep most of us fed for a while, and, well, I can't go. I've got to look after the people here. I'm not expecting you to do it for free. Look, I'm sorry, this isn't what I wanted to be doing to guests, but anyone here will help you, you know. If you get us fed,
Marcel,
yeah.
we'll get the meat, okay? You don't need to prostrate yourself. We'll get the meat. Right?
Well, yeah, I was thinking on doing it, but I will have a couple of questions before we leave this door.
Yeah.
As long, I don't know how I can promise stealth, but I can help you out, I guess.
Well, no,
If there's one
that's
thing these
alright.
guys understand, it's meat.
Oh hell yeah, we know meat.
That's good. That's good. I appreciate it. You guys have the full backing of everyone around here, including myself. I'll do any tailoring or upgrades you guys need. And as you guys approach
Oh,
the
there's an
infirmary,
and. There's an and. There's an
he-
and.
give me just a
There's an
second.
and.
He steps
Oh,
inside of the little
second.
infirmary, and he comes back out a moment later holding a small, very shiny black box. And he flips a latch on it and opens it up, and inside you see, like
My grandmother.
my God, you don't have a grandmother.
Ah, you right.
You see like a whole bunch of padding with 6 little slots in it, and all of them are empty except the last 2. Would you guys do a? I guess it would be wisdom again. This is like a history, I think.
Yo, I'm super smart.
Yeah, an insight check for me, everyone.
I got 10.
Okay.
7.
I got 9.
Okay.
No, 6.
All right, so Arthur's the only one who has no idea. You're a little bit too sheltered for this, but you gain an XP. Woohoo!
Wait, do I gain XP since I failed that one thing against Greg?
No, I won't have you gain XP for that. I'm afraid that skill check had no real consequence. I'm afraid. So
I mean, I lost a tooth.
yeah, but it'll grow back. I'm sure. I think that's what
Does that
teeth
teeth
do.
work?
Yeah. Arthur, yeah, you don't have any real idea like where this box could have come from. You once he pulls out an item from it, you know what that is, but you're probably a bit sheltered to understand the implications of it. Carrie knows a general idea of what this may be, but isn't positive. But Moose, you know that this box came from K Corp. You would recognize it
The Cow
anywhere.
Corporation?
No, K Corp.
Yeah, K is for cow.
Oh, that's true. The Carrington.
Real question though, what is K Corp?
K Corp is specializes in healing wounds, like medicine, combat meds, combat stims, stuff like that.
So they have nothing to do with cows.
No.
Why
they
is it on all their
don't.
flyers then?
Because they have a really good like restaurant district.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Part of their since their singularity involves healing, they're really good at like shipping out meat because they can cut a cow in half and then regenerate it and then cut it in half again, which is kind of fucked up, but they can do that.
I was about to be like, where's the regulations on this? And I was like, oh wait, there probably are like no laws in this city, so I'm sure they're
pretty
fine.
much. But from this little box, like I said, all of these 4 of these slots are empty, but the last 2 are not. He pulls an item from one of the last slots here and holds up a single bullet. He looks to you 3 and he goes, "Does anyone here have a gun?"
Well, I wouldn't call myself a professional or anything, but I get it out like holding it by 2 fingers. I have a gun.
I saw him shoot someone once.
Hey, that's all that you really need to do with it. He
What is it?
He hands this bullet to you, Arthur. That is probably the most expensive thing in this entire slum. I only have 2 of them, but that's a K-Corp healing bullet. Whatever you shoot with that is gonna heal like a fucker. This can regenerate limbs. It can heal wounds. It can fix you up real good.
All right. Wow. Again, thank you, Marcel.
Yeah, it's
We
about the
actually
best I
find
can
out
do.
later he shoots one of us and it's just a regular
It's
bullet.
just a normal bullet.
I just kill you.
Doctor,
This is
doctor, I
a
need
nerd,
healing.
nerd,
Don't worry,
nerd.
I'll pull out my gun.
What'd you say, Cody?
I cut it out.
None of that. Put the
Edit it
yeah
out,
in.
edit it. Put the yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't expect you guys to do this for free. You've got my full support. You got everyone here's full support, and now you've got a K-Corp bullet. These things are, well, they're pretty heavy duty. I know that a lot of people around here are hurt, but, well, I've only got 2 of them, so 1 for you guys, and now 1 for us whenever it's most important. Anyway, I appreciate it, and hopefully that shows how much I appreciate it.
This brings a whole new
Marcel.
meaning to keeping one in the chamber for yourself.
It heals you. He kind of points you guys down the road in the opposite direction of Husk office. He goes, just walk down that way for a little bit. It's on the left. You can't miss it. It's a real fancy place. You'll smell it from a block away. Like I said, you don't have to be too stealthy about it or anything if you guys have trouble with that. We just need the meat here one way or another. Bring back as much as you can, and, well, we'll help however we can in the future. Hey, maybe some of us will even come and join so-called Husk office. It kind of gives Moose a clap on the back. I appreciate it.
Now, like I said, I have a couple of questions before we leave this door.
Yeah, I get that. How can I help?
One, what's security looking like over there?
Quite frankly, not too bad. Just the lady that's in charge, and, well, she's got one hell of a man at the front counter. But the 3 of you versus the 2 of them, I'm sure that it'll work out fine.
Another question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if someone doesn't end up leaving there ever again?
Hey, that's not really my problem.
Sounds good to me.
The meat over there's too expensive for any of us to get anyway besides petty theft, and like I said, not too many of us can go out. We're preoccupied with trying to keep everyone alive. That's why I'm
Final
sending you
question.
3. Mm-hmm.
What are all the entry points that you know about?
I've only been over there once, but as far as I know, there's the front door where you can actually purchase things, and an employee door around the back. I don't know how well it's guarded, or if you can even get in through there, but I never saw him go through the front, so I assume there's a second way in. Anything
What
else?
Anyone
kind
else
of-
want any questions before we do some fun activities?
Just to make
Yes.
sure. You said stealth's an option, right?
Yeah, if you guys can do that. I think someone mentioned that that's not you guys' strong suit, but try it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to hide a buffalo, if you know what I mean.
That's fair.
I'm a rhino.
What kind of customers does the bistro typically serve?
Well, fancy stuff. This particular bistro, like I said, isn't a part of the 8 chefs, but they are in charge of the area. A lot of the people in charge of cuisine around here are trying to impress the 8 chefs, try to get into
Right.
their syndicates. So expect some fancy, expensive stuff.
Well, if I were a customer there, if I were someone eating at this bistro, who would I be? Are we talking corporate employees? Are we talking...
Well, since they're trying to make a name for themselves, I'd say pretty well anyone can actually get in. I don't know how much it actually costs once you're in there, but I don't think
Right.
that you'll have any problems just barging in through the front door.
Right, okay.
Sorry,
That's the only question I had.
I know that I'm not too much help, but we got as much recon over there as we could. So, I appreciate
I think there's
it.
enough here for a plan.
All right.
I'm ready to head out when you guys are.
Well, I'll leave you 3 to it. I appreciate it. Just come back with whatever you have whenever you can.
Of course.
And he turns and heads back into this little ramshackle mobile home.
Cool. Can I get my plan out of my head though?
Absolutely, yeah.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
Marcel leaves you guys to it. So what do you do? What do you discuss?
All right, guys. Here's what I'm thinking, right? Because there's obviously 2 of us who are great at not talking, and there's 1 of us who could probably be a pretty good distraction pretending to be one of the upper class.
Don't
So-
worry. I got
so-
it.
I love the enthusiasm, Keratin, but just sit tight for a moment and hear me out. So, Geller here, You seemed
Sure.
interested in learning about, what part of the classes goes into this establishment. You can go over in there, talk a couple of ears, maybe even want to hear from, the esteemed chef herself. Me and Carrie can try and get through the back door and see how much goods we can yoink.
All right, I think that sounds quite wise. Very similar to along the lines of what I was thinking. I think I might, in fact, perhaps try to pass myself off as a K-Corp, guy. I think I am comfortable enough in, corporate etiquette to be able to accomplish this, and I'm hoping that perhaps not this, he, touches his, gestures to his new coat, but I think my old jacket, if perhaps we could get Marcel to touch up a couple of the corners and such, and rehem it a bit, I might be able to pull off a bit of a deception, a ruse, if you will.
And if anything goes wrong, just shoot your gun and shout, "This is a robbery," and me and Carrie will be there in a moment.
Got it.
All right, guys, hear me out. We get me a suit, a tie, I grease my hair back, and I go in.
Okay. Carrie, where are we gonna get the suit and tie? You keep thinking about that, and while you're thinking about that, we're gonna go on with the first plan. But as soon as you figure that out, we'll immediately stop the first plan and go right to that plan. Yep, keep it up there, big buddy.
Right.
Do we want to do a bit of like a short montage of getting Marcel to rehem Arthur's coat and try to change
Hell
up the
yeah.
color a bit, make it a little bit cleaner so it'll look a little nicer.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, we'll do a short montage. Yeah, you guys get Marcel back on it.
And the entire
explain a
time-
bit.
And the entire time I am pitching Moose ideas.
Carrie is staring blankly into the sky, trying to think about how he's gonna get this to work
I'm staring at the sun, to be exact.
directly.
Carrie, I've told you already. Stop staring at the sun. It's gonna hurt your eyes eventually.
Eventually.
Training his eyes.
It's gonna build up a
Listen.
tolerance.
Listen, Moose. One of these days, we're gonna get flashbang, and my tolerance is going to save us.
He's training for flashbangs. That's awesome.
Are
Train
there
12
even
12 hours a
flashbangs
day.
in this game?
I sure. Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool.
Flashbangs seem reasonable. But yeah, we'll some epic music will play, and we'll see scenes of rehemming very dramatically. Marcel has
Home Depot
sunglasses as he turns around and holds up a newly hemmed coat, and you guys all give a thumbs up in unison. And then we hard cut to you guys walking as three in slow motion down the road towards the bistro.
To the sound of the Home Depot thing.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
can't put that in the video, but just imagine it. Until you guys stand outside of this little restaurant establishment. The scent of, like, roasted meat lofting in the air. Honestly, delicious. Yeah, like meat and pastry in the air. It's a pretty darn clean looking building, a lot better than anything else in the area. It has a sign over it that just has like a picture of a pie with steam rising off of it. And
Dang,
to
now
the
I'm hungry.
sides, I'm sorry. And to the sides of it, there's like some chain link fences going up about 6 feet, with like a darkened alley beyond that.
Well, a good thing that me and Carrie are like, what, 10 feet tall?
42 feet tall. You can just step over that. So yeah, you guys are standing outside, putting your plan into action.
That's right.
So.
I get on my best my best posture. I unhunch for the first time in
Years.
in months. and prepare myself to go inside.
All right. And Carrie and Moose, you're going around the back, correct?
Hell yeah.
Hop this fence. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys hop the, the montage ends with you three giving like a nod as Carrie and Moose break off and jump this chain link fence, disappearing into the background. And Dr. Geller straightens his tie that he now has and
Right.
and walks in through the front door. We're gonna just start with Dr. Geller as you push open this door and a little bell sounds, a little ding. Inside, there's a couple of like square tables with some pretty nice looking chairs. Again, way cleaner than anything else in the area, and a long like serving counter towards the back. Right now, no one seems to be behind it.
Okay. Quick question.
Yep.
Are there like menus
Yeah,
anywhere,
yeah.
or do they need to be acquired from like a waiter?
There's like a big. It's like up, above the serving bar. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's just a diagram of a cow.
Oh, are you talking about
yeah.
like if you roll up to a McDonald's?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
like behind the counter.
Yeah, it's like behind the counter.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a long list of things that you may request. I should mention they're all very expensive. They've got like
Yes.
meat pies. They got like some like savory pastries. This is a very like meat focused place. So like
Right.
it is like literally meat pies and stuff.
Right.
Could you just
Okay,
name the price of one of them so I can know how poor I am?
Like 50 to 70,000 on for like a single serving, which is
Aw,
like
hell yeah.
like I
I'm
said,
poor.
like $50 to $70. I think you guys have what 300,000 each.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like a sixth of your cash for a pie.
Oh wait, you mean I?
So-
Oh,
Like
okay.
a
I
slice of
I
meat pie.
misnumbered.
So what I will do, I will not even glance at any people that are in here, any people that work here, and I will simply go and seat myself at a table, and kind of fold my hands, over, or I'll do the we got the elbows on the table with my hands, with my fingers laced together, and I just kind of look bored there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually no one else in here right
I'll-
now, but
I'll get out like a notebook and then write stuff in it.
yeah, no other customers in here at the moment. But after
This
a
man
brief
heard
delay,
distraction and decided to just sit in silence
It's
in a
perfect.
room to himself.
After a very brief delay, you hear someone come up behind the counter, and it is a huge man. It is a incredibly muscular man wearing like
It's
a
just Marcel.
white apron. He's bigger than Marcel, like considerably. This man is huge.
Oh, what was the scale comparison to like me and Marcel?
How tall are you?
I don't know.
Yeah, a bit over 6.
I'm
probably.
6'4"
Oh
apparently.
my god. Yeah, Marcel is probably like 6'2". He's like a big guy, but he's not massive. This guy could probably he's probably a couple inches taller than you. So I'm like 6'6",
Oh,
6'7". He is
I
he
need
is
With like
those
Shaquille
jeans.
O'Neal territory.
yeah, he's massive. And as he
Okay,
kind of
guys, new plan. I need the jeans.
oh no. As he walks out behind this like serving counter, he's like, "Oh, hey, what can oh," and he lays his eyes on Dr. Geller. Are you a customer, or is you?
I just hold a hand up to silence him. I'll get to it. Give me a minute.
Oh.
Okay, I take back any sass I had earlier. This is going great.
We're going to now cut to Carrie and Moose running around the back of this restaurant. While the front was very, very clean, very pristine, very like white and professional, the back is like kind of trashy. It's back to being the regular old back streets with dirty water
Oh
and
wow,
trash.
we can't be
Yeah.
like like high-paying thieves. We have
No.
to be low, scummy thieves.
Yeah, you got to run
Gosh,
through the mud. Yeah.
stupid restaurants.
But as you come around the back, no one else seems to be around. There's like literally no one around here. No sign of rats. No sign of like employees on smoke break. It's empty. Shockingly so. As you guys come around the back, there is in fact just a white door with a big old lock on it. it clearly locks from inside, but what do you guys do here?
Are there any windows?
There are no windows on the back. It seems to be, this would appear to be like just kind of silver metally. You assume that this is going to lead to like a back room, and then most of the stuff back here is probably like a freezer, right? You know, like the outside of like industrial freezers are just like that regular old kind of shiny irony metal. That's what like the whole back half of this building looks like.
Can I attempt to open the door?
It is locked.
Can I try again, but this time slightly harder?
Do you want to make an instinct roll?
Yes.
All right.
I could check.
Yeah. 2d6 plus your instinct to knock down
Sorry,
this door.
my blanket is betraying me.
The podcast blanket, no.
Yeah, you're going to do a lot of editing.
That's okay.
8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is Moose going to try to help with this, or are you just letting Carrie go with it?
I was trying to think of like the quietest way to take out this door.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of anything other than like busting it down. But yeah, no, I feel like that this is a good time for Moose just to observe.
Just to observe.
You know,
Okay.
Keratin.
Right.
See his method of taking out an enemy.
All right. Yeah.
Known as a door.
What did you roll, Carrie? I forgot.
I rolled 8.
An 8. So this is a mixed success. It's above a 6, but below a 10. So you shove on this door much harder. Again, trying to be a little bit quiet. And you shove, and you hear something crack on the other side, and the door kind of like bends inwards. You can see that there's like a gap. You assume that you kind of snapped one of the inner hinges, but the lock still holds. So as a mixed success, mechanically this means you can break down the door very easily now, but it'll be really loud, or try to find another way to work around this.
Is there any way that I can interject before he says anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just going to say, what do you think? What do you think,
cool.
Moose?
Well, it seems we have. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a slight crack to the door now, like it's slightly ajar.
Okay. The door is ajar. Holy shit!
Cool.
It's like the upper left. Like I said, it kind of seems like one of the inside hinges was knocked loose or broken. So there's a little gap.
Well, if I remember anything from back when they filled our brains in like cloning school and crap like that.
And cloning
school. It's clone high. Nothing
Clone
bad
high.
ever happens to the Kennedys.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
But if I remember correctly, they were talking about lever systems, and you got a nice big sword there. Maybe you could squeeze it through and maybe pry the door open that way.
Isn't that a wedge?
You know what? I got a D in the class. It doesn't matter. Now, I got an A in my punching class, which means I'm good at that. So ask me
I didn't say I
punching questions
passed
next
cloning
time.
school.
I just said I was in there. Wow, all right. That's a very solid idea. You guys giving it a shot?
I'll give it I'll let my boy cook.
All right. So, Carrie, you take your nice, like, bastard sword, essentially. Your Zweihander, and you wedge it in the crack. It's pretty hard to push. So, I'll take the scene for a moment. I kind of like wave over Moose quietly, and the both of you together push on the pommel of this sword. Could you guys both make an instinct roll?
Just one?
No, 2d6 plus instinct from
Okay.
both of you. Both of you do that.
I got another 9.
Nice.
I got an 11.
All right. Yeah, mechanically, this
It's
was
funny
like...
because, real quick, just every time I've rolled, I've gotten different numbers. They just always add up to 9.
They've always been 9. You've rolled a lot of 9s tonight. Hey, that's good. That's just barely below a complete success. So mechanically, that was basically the help action. Normally, it would just give one person advantage, but I thought it was more fun to just let you guys both roll. So we will use Carrie's roll since he rolled higher. That is a complete success. You guys wedge this into the door, and Moose's incredible knowledge of levers and Carrie's incredible knowledge of wedges pulls off this door, cracks open the top, breaks the bottom hinge as well, and you can simply like grab the door as it starts to fall in and scoot it to the side. It is overall pretty much the quietest you could have gotten it, and as you look inside, you are indeed inside like a freezer, essentially. And you can
We're
feel
in.
very cold air blowing off as we return temporarily to Arthur.
Yeah, so as the guy addresses him, as the guy addresses Arthur, Arthur is very focused on whatever he's writing right now, and just holds his hand up to silence the guy and tells him, like, wait, I'll be a minute. And then stops, sets his pen down, closes his journal, and then just looks back up at the guy and raises an eyebrow.
Will you roll an insight check?
Sure.
I gotta say, I'm loving this bit. This is a good bit.
Is there anything special if you roll 2 1s?
No, it's just a complete
just
failure.
terrible.
Yeah, a failure. Yeah, you
3.
I mean, you get 1 XP. That happens. That's special. Wow.
Yeah, join the 1XP gang.
I have 2 XP. Thanks.
So yeah,
Aw,
that
screw
is
you.
that is just a straight failure. You look up at this man, and he seems completely deadpan. He is just kind of staring at you. It looks like he's kind of out of patience. That.
So Arthur will do the thing that privileged people do, where they like click their tongue against their teeth and then sigh.
Mhm.
Like he does that, and then he stands up and walks up to the counter. Is not looking at the guy at all. Is only looking at like the options on the counter. Still doesn't say anything yet.
Right. So have you been here before?
Of course, I've been here before.
Oh. Well, what?
Right.
can
It
I
was
do?
cleaner last time I came.
Oh. His eyes go much wider than they were just a moment ago. And he kind of looks at you, glances at your fancier coat, your clipboard, or like your notebook, your pen, your pockets, your many pockets. And you can see him kind of freeze up for a second. He goes, are you here for the inspection?
Yes. Give me one of these. What is this called? That. I just like point at one of the things on the menu.
The pie? The pastry?
Sure, certainly. Yes, whatever. I'll be trying that today.
This is like the ultimate like snobby food critic. I love this. This is really good. Yeah, this guy looks very, very shaken up. You now that you're actually up on the counter, you can see his name tag. It's like embroidered into his apron. It says Frederick. In fancy little black letters. He goes, right away. Sorry, sir. I wasn't expecting you back again so soon.
That's quite all right. He says in a way that implies that it is not well all right.
Frederick gulps like audibly, like.
He just goes and sits back down.
Yeah, Frederick will turn. It'll be. Right, we'll have that out in just a moment. And
Take your
he
time.
Turns back, and you hear him like walk back into what you presume to be the kitchen. And you kind of overhear just some general.
Yeah, I was about to say actually,
speech,
Mason.
yeah.
While he walks back there, I'm gonna get back up from where I was sitting and get as close to. I assume that the door is like behind the counter.
Yeah.
I want to get as close to that as possible and just try and stay in earshot.
Okay.
Let's see if I can hear anything.
I will have you. Let's see. Do I want you to roll insight or maybe something else? Let's see. I could have you do a justice roll to take a bold action. I think I'll have you do that. Make me a justice
Okay.
roll.
That is an 8.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't notice you, but you can't quite make out all of the words. That is a mixed success. He appears to be talking to someone in the back. He's like, yeah, they're back again so soon. Right. You wanted pie, pastry? Right, yeah, we'll just make him one of both. You got something ready soon? Alright, alright, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll help out back here. And you kind of hear, some general cooking noises, clicks, some fire, some knife cutting. And we're going to go ahead and cut back to Carrie and Moose. Um, you guys have now an open access to the freezer. Back here, there is a couple of important things right off the bat. First, there is another door further in, towards the back of this room, that you assume leads into the actual restaurant itself. Probably like the kitchen area, somewhere around there. Maybe just, you know, a way in. But in this room itself, it's got some nice artificial lighting overhead and a whole bunch of like heavy meat hooks on chains coming from the ceiling. They're on like movable racks so you can easily pull the meat around or off these hooks. And then towards the back, there are like some waste disposal bins and stuff for, messes and scraps and the like. There is quite a bit of meat hanging right now. All kinds of pieces, like really big, rather large, thick, like legs, you presume, just, general fillets. It's pretty well stocked, all things considered. What do you guys do here?
Quick question.
Yes.
The door on the other side,
Mhm.
is there any way that we could lock or barricade it from this side?
You could probably take maybe one of the waste disposal bins towards the back. Prop it up, kind of, when like you put a chair under a doorknob and it like
Yeah.
just yeah. You can probably pull one of those. I would say so.
Cool.
There's
I
also
would...
a couple of sorry to interrupt. I didn't mean
Oh,
to.
no, you're good. What are you saying?
There are also a couple of like small carts essentially. What are they called? Not quite wagons. They're like flat wagons.
Like a wheelbarrow?
Almost. It's like for lifting pallets and stuff.
Oh, I know
Oh,
what you're
pallet
talking
jack?
Pallet
about.
jack?
Yeah. They're essentially pallet jacks that have like flat containers on them for like hauling meat around on the ground, so you guys can like
Gotcha.
pile it up in there. It's like I said, it incredibly well stocked. This is like the most amount of food you've seen since you came to the back streets of W. So yeah, what's your guys' plan here?
I would definitely like that door to not be openable.
Absolutely. You go over to some of these like disposal bins. There is like lids on them. But it smells not as nice over here. Obviously they're frozen, but this is clearly like waste, right? And start lugging it towards the door. Kara, you want to help him out here? Is that kind of the plan? Just following?
All he's doing, I'm gonna start stocking one of the pallet jacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
With meat.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what I wanted you to do.
Perfect. It's a little bit of a slow process lugging that over there. It is pretty heavy. It's like pretty full. Essentially, think of them like barrels with like trash can lids on them,
Oh, hell yeah. That'll make it even harder for them to get through.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty heavy. You're lugging it over there, and Carrie begins to load up, just pulling meat off and placing it on this like pallet, essentially. We'll cut back to Arthur real quick. As you're kind of waiting, and they bring out Frederick reappears from the back and brings out a plate with like a silver like dome over it, like fancy silver
Yeah.
platter kind of stuff.
Some of that ratatouille shit.
Yeah, he comes out and he's like, right, the main course is being prepared. The pie's being prepared. So we brought you a smaller pastry to keep you occupied and prepare for the main course.
Right.
Right, here you go. Freshly sourced ingredients from all over W. and
So, excuse me.
yeah, he pulls off the lid.
I didn't ask for one of these.
Oh,
Oh.
And there is a food crisis in W as we speak. And you're going to bring, let alone me, but one of your customers at all, something that they did not ask for, something extraneous when there are people starving around the corner? That's not a good look.
Shit.
roll me a charm check.
8.
This is very entertaining. I like this a lot. Frederick is like physically recoiling as you batter him with these words. He's like, listen, I
Frederick, it's nothing against you personally. I'm simply saying, optics, not great. You're trying to grow a business here, right?
Yeah. I'll make sure to tell the chef we should rethink our things.
I'm just saying you need to be very careful with your food and what you're doing with it when there are people starving. You want to preserve, right, an image of virtue and of generosity, right? I don't give a damn if you uphold it, but you need to maintain that image if you're trying to grow a business. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times, all right? I've seen businesses go from the bottom to the top and back down again, okay? I'm giving you the best advice that I can.
I started my first
put on a
business when I was
front.
only 3 years old.
Right. We'll put on a front. Make us appear nice. Okay.
It's just good business.
Right. Do you mind if I practice?
Certainly.
Right. He comes back and he puts the lid back over the plate as if he did not pull it away just moments before. And he goes, right. While you are waiting, we figured that we should grace our prestigious guests with a free pre-course beforehand. This is ethically sourced if you wish not to consume this pre-meal. We shall feed it to the homeless around the corner.
Okay.
Was that good?
I can't say that you're on the wrong track, Frederick. I can't say that in good faith. But I wouldn't say that you hit the nail on the head there.
Right.
Again, you're on the right track, but it's just kind of a matter of etiquette to the do's and don'ts.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there are many unspoken rules to these things, and my friend, it seems that you may be the type to benefit from the spoken ones.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's
I
right?
was always better at the talking part than the listening, is what my mom says.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Does it really?
Okay.
Does it really? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll just get out my notebook and like scribble some things in
Okay.
it while talking. It's just another power move. Okay, great. You know what? I will go ahead and take this, and I take the tray from him.
Right. He pulls away the lid once again, and if you actually glance down at it this time, it's a really nice meat pastry. It's short and thin, and it smells delicious. It is.
What is the size of this meat pastry?
Think of like a McDonald's apple pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those, but it's meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Frederick
All
kind of sees you glance down at it. He's like, sweet and savory.
Great. I'm very excited to try it. I don't recollect that this was on the menu when last I was here. So.
Oh, right. Well, okay. It might be new. I don't know. I didn't write it up there. But
Oh, you don't know?
no, I don't know.
That's all right.
Okay. I'll just relay it to the chef. But you enjoy. I'm gonna go help make the pie in the meantime.
Thank you very much,
Absolutely.
Frederick.
And he disappears back there.
I'll go sit down and put it in one of my pockets.
You're gonna put the meat pie in your pocket?
You said it's the size of McDonald's
I'm
apple
just
pie.
gonna say that while we are actively robbing the place, I think you personally are the worst thing that's happened to this restaurant.
He's causing chaos. This poor Frederick, dude.
Yeah, I feel bad
But
for
yeah,
this
you
guy.
you slip it into your pocket, I guess. It's very nice and warm.
It
where
slurps its
presses
way in there.
against you. And we're
Pocket,
gonna.
pocket 1 of 99 filled.
Yep. Mark that off on your sheet. No.
You
They
get an
don't call 'em
achievement
Hot
if you get
Pockets
all of
for
them
nothing.
filled.
And we're gonna hop back to Carrie and Moose in the back as you finish lugging this barrel over to the. Actually, hold on. No, we're gonna go back to Arthur for just a second because I gotta build suspense somehow.
The camera pans over to the
And then
the
it
guys.
jerks
It's like,
back.
Pans
Yeah,
back.
it
It
jerks
goes
back.
back.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta build suspense.
You see a
little
hand grab the camera and like pull it back.
We're not done. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I gotta build suspense better before we end here. Arthur, as you slip this into your pocket and go back to listening, you hear the sounds of knives and meat tenderizing start up again in the back before it comes to an abrupt stop, and you can hear Frederick's voice once again. He goes, "Well, we need how much more? Right, all right, I'll be right back then." And now we're gonna transition over to Carrie and Moose. There we go. Had to build up the suspense a bit more. Moose, you are just finishing lugging this kind of waste barrel over to the door. You prop it up in front. It's pretty darn heavy. The door might open like just a tiny amount because the barrel's kind of rounded. But it'll take a second for anyone to get through to push this in. In the meantime, Carrie is finishing up, like piling on pretty much as much meat that can fit onto this cart as possible. Anything to say real quick?
Nope.
Just that I don't know if we have an actual escape plan, but that'll come up later.
And finally, as the last bits of meat are being thrown onto this, and you begin to, you let go of this barrel, the door that the barrel literally just got to blocking slams against it, and from the other side you hear, "Well, what's going on? Why can't I get... What's going..." And the door starts to push against it. When the door collides with this barrel, it knocks the lid off and it scrapes across the floor. Moose, you notice something. At the very top of this barrel, full of viscera and bone and blood, you notice a single aquamarine bracelet.